Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, Kashtira has finally arrived in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. However, is it any good? Now, obviously, there are a lot of really good cards in Kashtira. Fenrir is at 3. Just kidding, it's at 2. I lied to you. We have access to Fenrir, we have access to Unicorn. Rise Heart's here, you know, Shangri-La exists. Like, these are good cards, right? Right? No, they're not. It's fine. The main reason for this is just due to the fact that we are missing the 3 most important cards. 1. Theosis. Turns out Kashtira Theosis is actually a really good card, and you kind of need access to it to actually be able to tag out into various different things, so that when you actually see the Nightmare, or the Kashtira Unicorn, you can actually do the 1-card combo to actually get into literally anything. You kind of have to hard draw Unicorn and another name already, and with how few names there actually are, it just doesn't really work. So, not the greatest, but not the worst. 2. A Rise Heart. Turns out not having the boss monster for the archetype that the entire archetype centers around kind of sucks. And 3. You also need access to the field spell, which is just 3 more copies of any monster, which is pretty good. Turns out Pressure Planet is a pretty good card. So, missing those 3 very important cards, while also missing things like Scareclaw Kashtira to give you that additional body, which is very nice to search on occasions, to just, again, get that extra body, as well as missing out on Tier Limits Kashtira. All 3 of these, or all 5 of these cards being gone means that this archetype just kind of doesn't do enough. It's not bad, but it's not really much. In fact, I dare say that Kashtira Fenrir wasn't worth limiting. But let's quickly do the card by card and the explanation. Starting off with the Kashtiras, we have ourselves the 2 Fenrir, the 1 Rise Heart. Now, Rise Heart is good, but it's not insane. Simple reasoning, it locks you into Xyz, and right now, we're playing Galaxy Tomahawk to go into a myriad of other things, like most notably the Auroradon, so playing this kind of locks us out of all of that other stuff. On top of that, it kind of doesn't do what you need it to do. Like, yeah, you could technically go into some rank 7s more easily and stuff like that, so it's a little bit nicer. But in all honesty, in this version, which is not the control variant, but more so the combo variant, which doesn't really exist because there isn't really a combo variant versus control. Anyway, Rise Heart just doesn't work as well in this build. I think it's a little bit better in other builds, but you should never be playing 3 of this card. This card is a hard brick sometimes. So, yeah. I don't know why people are playing 3 of this. I genuinely don't. I feel like they just see it as a UR and they're like, put 3 in there. Read the card, please. Anyway, Kashtira Rise Heart, it's fine. But not having a Rise Heart makes this card significantly worse. And also not having Theosis. And also not having... Anyway, you get the point. Next up, we're playing the Triple Ogre. Ogre is very good, just a free special summon, big guy, yada yada. It also searches out the trap. It's fine. Unicorn searches out Birth. That's it. That's the only target. Now, normally, Unicorn can search out Theosis. It can search out the field spell. Actually, I don't know if it can search out the field spell. It can't search out the field spell. You can search out Birth or Theosis, both of which are very good. However, being only able to search out Birth means that you basically have to find Unicorn and another name for Unicorn to really be all that useful. But hey, he's still decent. And is a resource loop. So, there you go. And then the honorary Kashtira, the Ascended Thunder. Yeah, just free special summon. Period. I mean, you lose 3,000 life points, but who cares? It's a free special summon. Then, of course, we have ourselves Pank as well. This card's crazy. As for the rest of the cards, we are playing 2 Chiwen, as well as the Danglong and the 9 Pillars to go for Danglong lines and stuff like that. We have the 1 O-Lion with the Auroradon to summon off of the Auroradon and then go into a various other plays. We have ourselves the Hoppier Squadron as well to go for the Ravenous Crocodragon. Now, granted, this should probably just be Shen, but you search it off of the Cupid Pitch, and then you can go into Ravenous Crocodragon, which is technically a pop. You discard 2, chuck a card in the field, and destroy it. There were a lot of times where I had just a bunch of dead cards in my hand. So, you know, not bad. It's not crazy, but it's not bad. You could also technically use this, I believe, to go into like a Baron with a Borreload Savage Dragon or something like that. Or if you still have access to one of your level 3 tokens, potentially you could go into Danglong if you haven't gone into that already. But he's kind of just a search target for the Cupid pitch, mostly. Not really doing much. But, you know, he's there, chilling, doing his thing. Cool. As for, yeah. Then we have ourselves the triple Maxi, the triple Ash Blossom, double Dimension Shifter, double Nibiru. Nibiru is actually very good right now, mostly due to the fact that no one is playing, well, even if they are playing Kashtira, it's still, or not Kashtira, tier limits, it's still good to play Nibiru. Nibiru is just a good card. Even in a best of one. Actually, almost, just because it's a best of one. Playing Nibiru is just good, and, hey, Maxi exists. Why not play Nibiru? We are also playing the double triple tactics. The one Pot of Prosperity, you could just banish like all of your cards that are used for the Galaxy Tomahawk combo, except for Baron. Don't banish Baron, and then you're fine. So it's pretty simple. And then of course we have ourselves the double called by the triple evenly matched, and that is basically it. Oh, we're playing Triple Birth and the one Preparation, which I don't think I mentioned previously. As for the extra deck, we're playing one Cupid Pitch, one Danglong, one Borreload Savage, and one Ravenous Croco Dragon, as well as one Baron, all of which can be made using Auroradon with various different means. So, there you go. And then, of course, the Galaxy Tomahawk to go into the Baron, as well as a few other things to actually utilize the Galaxy Tomahawk effect more efficiently, so we can go into IP Masquerena as well as the Auroradon, and then the IP Masquerena can go into Unicorn, which is also very helpful. As for the other rank 7s, we have Big Eye, we have Dracosac, we have Diablosis, we have a double Shingra Era, and then one Zeus. And that's basically it. Let's hop into the duels and show you how this deck performs. Alright, so here we are going first. And hey, look at that. It's Unicorn, Birth, and an Ascendant of Thunder. My opponent is then going to go for the Maxi after we special summon the Unicorn and the Ascendant, to the which now I get to banish. Oh, would you look at that? You didn't get to see what it was. We banished Zeus, by the way. It was a Zeus. Anyway, we're going to grab up another Birth, because why not? And then we're going to immediately exit into the Shingra Era, and then we're going to activate the Birth, because it's funny, and then set the Preparation, and pass. Cool. So, I'm immediately going to activate the Preparation, because it doesn't need to be face up on the field for you to actually be able to activate the effect, and look at the opponent's hand to banish a card from it. So, there you go. We're going to start during the standby phase, special summon out the Fenrir, to the which my opponent will immediately go to the battle phase and activate Evenly Matched. Yay, evenly matched. Hey, by the way, I do have an evenly matched of my own, so that's pretty interesting. They're going to go for their own Kashtira Unicorn, activate the effect of the Kashtira Unicorn, and then immediately go for the Big Eye after special summoning, normal summoning out another Unicorn, by the way. They're going to steal my Shingra Era, and I'm going to go, why? Then they're going to go for the special summon back of the Unicorn, set one, and pass. They're going to special summon out the Ogre, and I'm like, cool, battle phase, evenly matched, and they kept Birth. Why did they keep Birth? I do not know. Anyway, this was also when I was playing a slightly different version of the deck. Mostly the extra deck was different. Most of the main deck stuff has remained the same. So we're going to go into the Galaxy Tomahawk here, activate the effect of the Galaxy Tomahawk after going to the Birth into the double Unicorn, similar to my opponent. But here we're going to go for IP Masquerena into Doom Eagle into Link Spider. Now, don't ask why my extra deck looks like this. It's fine, but Doom Eagle is actually a pretty interesting deck here, because guess what? All of your tokens and the Galaxy Tomahawk itself are all wins. Do you know what that means? You can make Doom Eagle, just hard make it. And it also shuffles cards back from the graveyard, so it's very good against tier. Here, I'm actually going to do it to get rid of their Birth target with the Unicorn. So we get rid of that, and then they're going to activate the Pot of Prosperity, revealing off the top a whole bunch of cards that really don't do anything. And they're going to grab the Rise Heart to hand. They're going to normal summon the Rise Heart, and I go, oh, we can't have this happen, because they get to banish and then activate Birth to special summon said monster. So I'm just going to immediately go for the Unicorn here, pitching the Birth from my hand and go, okay, you better have it. And they didn't. Cool. Good game. Alright, here we are once again going first, and hey, there he is, Hop-Ear Squadron. This hand doesn't do anything. I'm going to activate the Dimension Shifter during the main phase to see if I can fetch out something like, I don't know, a Gamma, so that I can actually activate the Triple Tactics and do something. But it's fine. My opponent's just going to normal summon Incredible Ecclesia, deal 15, set 2, and pass. And now, I'm thoroughly intrigued. We draw Ash Blossom for turn. So that's not really going to do anything. During the main phase, because of course Ecclesia can only activate during the main phase, that's fine. I'm going to Ash them, they're going to activate the effects here and summon out the Iris Sword Soul. I'm going to take it because it's funny with my triple tactic. And then I'm going to go normal summon the Hoppier Squadron to go for Baron. Baron will then pop the set card, which is Infip, so they're of course going to activate it. And I'm like, cool. I'm going to set this. I don't know, it might bait something out. Who knows? And it does exactly that, because they're immediately going to go to the battle phase. And I'm like, yeah, you can deal with my 9 pillars. That's not going to do anything anyway. Go for it. So cool. Nice evenly matched. And I draw Ogre. Well, I'll deal 3 and hope that I can do something with this Baron. At the very least, if Baron does negate, I could bring... In theory, I could bring something back, but in practice, I can't. There's nothing really there. They're going to go for the... Yep, it is Sword Soul. Out comes the Moye. Okay, so there you go. Of course, I have to negate this. Even though they revealed the Taya, I can't really let them get to Shishao and chain... I mean, it'd be chain blocked anyway. Force them out. Force out the Taya basically here. Out comes the Vashada, and they grabbed... Sacred Summon. Why are we grabbing Sacred Summon? Why are we reborning... Okay. How come Monk? Bounce with Vashada. Sure. Now, I know what you're saying. Why'd you let them go to battle? You have Nibiru in hand. Just Nibiru them. I genuinely thought that because they went for this play, they had the long one and a target in hand. I was just like, yeah, obviously, they're just like doing this. They know I have Nibiru. They have the long one in hand, obviously. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll take the damage. That's fine. And then they were just going to go to end phase, and I was like, huh? So of course now I Nibiru them. I draw a second Ogre, which again, doesn't do anything. Cool. They pass. Don't know what's happening here, but okay, I'll take it. Draunt. Okay, Nibiru attacked. Hopefully they don't have lethal. I won. Okay. Alright, and here's the matchup you've all been waiting for. How does Tearlament versus Kashtira go? Well, it turns out we're actually just playing the Kashtira mirror match because out comes Fenrir. And I'm like, sure. And then they just set 2 and pass. Trust me, this is tier. I promise it's tier. I promise. Just trust me here, okay? We're gonna draw for turn Ogre. Ogre's actually pretty good. So we're gonna we're gonna special summon the Ogre. We're gonna go for the Birth here. We're gonna normal summon the Ascended Thunder, and then we're gonna special summon out another Ascended Thunder. Here we go to the battle phase and just look over everything. Deal lots of damage. And I reveal, as I mentioned previously, that we are playing against the Tearlament. So I see Merly, you know, I see lots of stuff like that. Obviously, you know what I'm banishing. That's right. It's the Merly. You can't see it, but of course I banished the Merly. I said, yeah, you can have Super Poly. That's fine. What are you going to Super Poly me for? Literally nothing? That's okay. I'm going to grab preparations here now because the Fenrir is off the field. And out comes Galaxy Tomahawk. We're going to activate the effect of the Galaxy Tomahawk, and we are going to summon out 1, a 2, a 3, a 4 tokens. And then we're going to exit into the IP Mask Arena, and then we are going to use those monsters to go into Auroradon, activate the effect of the Auroradon, grabbing 1, 2, and 3 tokens, and activate the Auroradon getting Called By! Ah! It's fine. This card is fine. Okay, we're just going to set preparations and pass. There's not really much more that we can do, but at the very least we have a token to go into a Unicorn with. It's fine. Out comes Fenrir. I'm going to activate preparations. I don't know why I do this, but I do. Out comes Unicorn. They're going to activate the effect of the Fenrir, banishing Ogre, and I'm like, okay. But we're going to go and shuffle away their monster, to which they will then set a card and pass. Now I still have Maxi, and I draw into Ascended Thunder, normal summon it, battle phase. Cool. How are we? What are we? It was snow? I thought it was a Kashtira. No! Not a Kashtira, a tier. Anyway, they made Mud Dragon. So there's that. That's fine. It's whatever. They draw another set card. Cool. Yeah, no. It's whatever. Shiwen! Alright, at the very least I can go into the Cupid Pitch here, and Cupid Pitch then it becomes 2,000 attack points. So I'm going to attack in, and I'm going to attack for lethal. They have Snow, which banishes literally every card, including the set Heartbeat, to summon itself. I'm going to Max E, might as well. I mean, this Max E ain't doing anything in my... It's Shifter. I drew the shifter. Set a card. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's simple. I win the game right here. Now, I know what you're saying. I'm sure you already know this. Why didn't you normal summon the Dimension Shifter and make Baron, pop the set card, and then attack for lethal? Because I'm dumb? I don't know. What do you want from me? I saw a dead Shifter in my hand and just kind of died inside. And then I also drew triple attack, which is very funny. Luckily, no Rhino Heart, not immediately dead. I draw Fenrir. Oh, and that's the end of the game. My opponent realizes as soon as I activate the preparations, they're like, yep, they drew a monster. I'm dead. I can't do anything. And that is so true. But holy crap, that game happened. Look, I told you it was tier. Look, it's tier. I promise it's tier. Alright, and here we are once again going second, and I'm not gonna lie, this deck might actually be better going second. It just, like, play a going second version. I feel like that's just the way to go. I just draw Maxi, so that's cool. It resolves. So, that's cool. Out comes Gate Blocker. They're gonna set one and pass. Maxi, love to see it. 10 out of 10. Dear Lanta, every time I look at my hand, it just gets worse. Anyway, out comes the Cockroach! Because of course they have it. I'm gonna banish 3 here. Now I know what you're saying. Why do we only banish 3? Well, this hand is very specific, and I was like, I kind of want to keep, like, mostly Baron. So instead of banishing 6, I just banished the 3. And we did reveal a Fenris, so I'm going to add that to my hand. Then we're going to attack with the Pank, and then we're going to pop that back row, which happens to be the Imperm, which is great. I'm going to special summon out the Fenris and grab up the Unicorn, and just kind of pass on that. I'm also going to set the GUN here as well, and just, again, just pass. And my opponent's going to go for the... This is the weirdest thing. They're playing Gate Blocker, which is just a wild card to think about, but it's actually good. Because I can't target other monsters, and it's a rock, and it's an earth, for Vernisylphs. I don't know how this works, but it does. Hey, did you know Fenrir targets? I didn't know that. I thought it didn't target. Don't know why I thought that, but I did. Anyway, I banished the Gate Blocker. Can't really do anything else. I'm like, yeah, might as well. They're gonna go and activate the effect of Seeker, and guess what? Seeker always whiffs. It whiffed. Again. They're gonna go for the Revival Golem, and you know what? It's fine. The game is over, because I have... Nibiru. Nibiru! I told you Nibiru is pretty good. Alright, we're back with the deck, and in all honesty, this deck is not great. Mostly my version of the deck. I think that there is a better version of Kashtira that you could play. I haven't figured that out. And honestly, when I made this, there were like 2 other decks to look at. So I don't know. I feel like most people haven't really figured out how to play this weird variant of Kashtira where it's like, you have Fenrir and like nothing else. So it's just kind of a hope and a prayer. However, Fenrir is good. You know, I don't have anything to say about that. Yeah, Fenrir is Fenrir. It does Fenrir things. Yeah, imagine having access to both Fenrir and Pank in the same at the same time. Pank's at 3. You can play 3 of this shit. Why? Why? What do you... We put Fenrir to 2, but Pank is fine at 3? Who makes these decisions? What are we doing? Anyway, yeah, all in all, I'm probably going to revisit this and make a better deck. Or at least try and make a better deck. I really don't know if this is good, but I really did feel like most of the time it felt more impactful to go for something like Galaxy Tomahawk and then actually make the Auroradon and go through the whole Auroradon line and then like a Borreload Savage so that you have a negate, and then you also have the follow-up from like regular Kashtira cards and stuff like that, like Birth, being able to give you access to like the other cards that you just sent to the graveyard, which is great. But all in all, I don't know, the deck's fine right now. I'd put it in like Rogue right now. There's just not a whole lot that it really does. While it does have a good matchup against Tier, because technically it banishes, it actually doesn't have that good of a matchup against Tier, mostly due to the fact that if you go second, you just kind of die, and if you go first, you kind of have to see Shifter or some other form of banishment to actually really do anything. So it's not really like it's a good matchup. It's just like, yeah, on paper, the banished deck should beat the graveyard deck, but it just doesn't. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy it. If you did, a like is very much appreciated. And if you want to check out more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh, then just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye. Shout out to the Frost Guard, my members. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope you enjoy the content.